In this video, I am just sharing some experiences with you about the habits of students in a classroom. So, it might be helpful to someone to make a clear concept about the habits of a student into the classroom. In general, we have to check it. Basically, being a student, that what the habits we have, not only in classroom but in general also. We have to review first of all that thing, right? You can, for this purpose, you can write those uh, positive and negative parts of your character at a one page, and from that you can conclude or judge that these are the habits in day-to-day life which basically you behave with someone or with yourself. So habit basically affect on the ourself mainly. It does not harm any other one. It gives the result to ourselves, it harms to ourselves. So our habits basically are important, and these habits develop the future character. So because of this reason, our habits and the review of the habits are important. Now the first point comes into the classroom. Being a student, what we do, we either just live in a group, or it does not matter that is small or big. But living with the group, are we able to take the our decision independently, or we take the decision in a group? This also matter. So my point is here that if you are living in a group, so every time you have to take your decision independently. Don't go through the mass. Right? You judge that the decision, if suppose is taken by the group, that decision is right or wrong for you and for your life. If you think that decision is okay and it will not harm your life and your character and your future, then you have to follow that one. Otherwise, you have to rethink and review the decision. And best thing is that you have to take every time your decision independently, because you will be able to take decision independently when you are more confident. Right, so this is the first point. When you join a class, or in a class you make or live with someone in a group, right? And now the second point is that how do you take your daily classes? My means to say that what is your preference, first preference into the classroom? You are physically present there, or you are mentally active there? This is important point into the classroom for the student after the decision making. You are physically present into the classroom, or you are mentally present. So you suppose you are physically present but you are mentally absent into the classroom, somehow you lose your concentration, then it will be very difficult to understand this subject. So the first point is that when you attend the class, you attend the class with full of heart, with full of your mind, with full of your energy. Don't try to lose your concentration because of any reason, any emotional, financial or family reason. So whenever, every time, not whenever, every time when you attend the class, regular classes, you have to attend that with full of heart, full energy. Don't try to lose your concentration because to attract someone else. In general, it happens that someone or we ourselves lose our concentration, and because of that further we lose the our subject, the subject basically, and we are not able to concentrate on that what the teachers is explaining about the topic. So it is very important point into the classroom that we have to give first preference our concentration into the classroom, and the solution, best solution for that is that first of all we have to read in advance our topic uh, or topics which have to be covered into the classroom. And second thing, and which is very important at this third point, that we have to note down everything, every sentence which makes some sense about the topic or word in our notebook. Every time we have to listen carefully to the teacher and note down those explanations which are making sense about the topic, right? Don't think that you listen that and understand that. You have to write basically every time. This is the most important point which I think in my experience one students have to follow. So these are two main important points. First of all, that you have to read in advance uh, that topics, and into the classroom you have to note down everything, every explanation which is given by the teacher, orally or by writing on the board. Orally, when he explain number of things, so you have to write that statement which basically makes a significance understanding about the topic. I am repeating this sentence 2-3 times, so because I know the importance of it. By this way you cannot lose your concentration into the classroom. Now suppose you are attending your class regularly and now your concentration is so effective and you know now the subject, but somehow if we take it in opposite direction, you are not taking class seriously and you lose your concentration into the classroom, and after 10 days, 20 days a sessional test comes, then what you will decide? You will decide to give the examination, or you will try to ignore it and will try to give the second one or third one chance or a special chance of the sessional test. So it also matter. And now see the situation. Suppose you have studied 20 days or 30 days and then after you have to give a sessional test, and at that time you lose that opportunity by considering, by thinking that you will take the second opportunity, second chance to give the sessional test, because you have one option, and because of that reason you skip this chance, this opportunity. And now the thing, think about it, that in this situation when sessional test you consider, suppose there are 3 sessional tests in a semester, and at the second time or first time after attending 20 or 30 classes or less than that, it does not matter, but you attended 15 classes suppose, and you are interested to give the sessional test, but during that time your friend says that we are losing our interest, this subject is so difficult, so we are not giving this exam this time, sessional test we will give it to the next time, the option which you have. And because of that you follow those students and lose that opportunity. Now thing is, the sessional test, suppose 2 you missed, by thinking this way, you will give this last sessional test. Now see the difference. In this sessional test you know that there are 2 or 3 or 4 units. Suppose there are 3 units in which the question paper will come and you will attempt. So suppose there are 12 questions into the question paper out of 3 units, and into the ST3 in which generally all the syllabus covered, you have to give that examination. So now you can compare that in the sessional test 2 there are only 3 units, and out of the 3 units you have to attempt 12 or 13 questions. And now into the sessional test 3, you have to give exam from the complete book, in which there may be 8 to 10 units. So out of 10 to 10 units, you have to attempt 12 or 13 questions. It means this time the probability of the questions from one chapter is limited. But in earlier case, you know that you have 3 units, and out of the 3 units there are 12 questions. So you know the importance of the chapter now. Ki out of one chapter there will be at least 4 questions. And now in the second case you can understand that out of 10 chapters you have to attempt 12 questions. And it is not necessary that the chapter you cover, the question is relevant to the your understanding, that you will be able to attempt exactly that question. So these are the points. So you will face difficulty when you lose some opportunity. You lose opportunity number 2 by assuming or by following the other students, because you could not take a right decision. And now what the problem you will face, that it is not necessary that at the sessional test number 3 you will get 100%, right? Third possibility, if suppose somehow you lose ST3 also, internal marks also, and somehow if we consider a second part of this situation also, that you get some supply into the examination, compartment into the examination, then you have to face other circumstances also, like you will follow the examination, or you will collect the actual format of the paper, syllabus of the paper. There will be number of things and you have to pay something for that. So it is better that at the right time you take right decision. So during your regular classes you don't need to lose your concentration. The purpose of this third part to explain in a different way is only that you don't need to lose your concentration into the classroom. And to make the concentration in classroom, as I told you, that writing on your notebook is an important parameter. So you have to write everything whatever your teacher is telling to you. Now suppose you lose your sessional or any other examination, so then before and after of this situation, how do you review yourself or rethink about any decision after and before the result? Everybody review himself or herself after the result, that this time he will or she will not repeat the same thing, but every time it happens, because you don't know that habits incorporated in your character unconsciously, and you are now part of that. So our habits are very important, and that basically play the role. So develop your positive habits always, and observe, review every time yourself, and give some time, at least 5 minutes to yourself to review. It is very important that you have to review yourself. Give at least 5 minutes, sit and silently somewhere, and think about yourself, that what you are doing, what will be your future, how much time you are giving to your study. So these things matter, and because of this reason your character will develop positively. A very simple technique I tell you, that how do you can understand any subject. In your class, you know that there may be 40-50 students, and you know every name, every face, and the belongingness of that person, that from where this person belong, and how many friends are connected to that, what is the physical appearance of that person, your friend into the classroom. Not only the person in a classroom, you also know the friends of that person also. In addition to this, you also know your friends into the other class and other section also, right? And in addition to the your class friends and the other section or other classes students name and their character, their physical appearance, you also know the other people and friends in your town, in your city, in your district, your family members, your relative. There are so many people who you know and their name every time and their physical appearance. Similarly, in a chapter of every course, there are some scientific words, right? So you have to highlight or check every scientific word that do you know the physical picture of that scientific words, because by using these scientific words a sentence form, and if you understand the sentence it means the idea is clear, the physical picture of the sentence or visualization of the sentence is clear. But if suppose you don't know the physical meaning of the scientific words, then it will be very difficult to understand exactly the physical picture or the topic or the subject. We lose our interest into the subject because we don't know the scientific words, their physical picture, their physical appearance, right? So this is one of the reason by which we lose our interest. If we know the scientific words, if we know the physical appearance, visualization of the physical scientific words, then there will be no any single problem to understand any subject. So make some positive habits in your life so your character develop effectively. These are some points which is basically which I have observed during my teaching, and it might be if I communicate properly, effectively, then it might be useful for someone. If you have any doubt or question, you can ask me just below this video. If helpful, please like and subscribe. Thanks for watching this video. And if you are a part of a physics, then you can visit also my blog of Apni Physics, www.apniphysics.com. Thanks once again.